Greetings. For those of you who have a sincere interest in the macabre, one of the most renowned ghost stories in the history of the South dates back in the early 1870s in the town of Surrency, a tiny hamlet located approximately 90 miles southwest of Savannah, Georgia. Herschel Collins Tillman enjoyed an especially rich memory of the many visits he made to the Surrency home as a boy in the early 1870s. Interestingly, he was just one of many witnesses to the strange and often frightening paranormal activity that plagued that house. The sawmill operator Alan Powell Surrency, the town's founder, built his family a large two-story farmhouse near the railroad tracks. But when returning from a trip to Hazelhurst in October 1872, it was apparent that his family was not alone in the house. Strange occurrences began to take place. The family soon discovered that the house was nothing but a den of angry, restless ghosts and spirits. Almost out of the blue, random paranormal things began to occur around the house. Windows slamming shut and flying open right in front of the family. Doors slamming violently without warning or a good explanation how. But these paranormal occurrences seemed light in comparison with what was about to come. Things quickly grew far worse as objects constantly flew off the shelves, and their old living room clock would only strike 13, with the hands wildly spinning around. Many meals the Surrency ate at their table would end up on their laps, thrown across the room, crashing into the walls or on the floor. Their utensils weren't even safe neither, as they would bend or twist by an unknown force while still in their hands. The worst of it came at night, when the Surrencys would see pairs of evil, beady red eyes around their property, as if they were being watched each and every time the sun went down. The family grew weary, losing sleep and no longer eating because of the continuous violence and torment. Many thought the story, after reported to authorities and locals in the area, was exaggerated. That was, of course, until hundreds of people from all over the world came to the house to experience it themselves. The house quickly became almost a tourist attraction, attracting scientists, researchers, spiritualists, mediums, and religious officials. They each had their theories on how the house came to be possessed, one including the idea that Mr. Surrency worshipped the devil. Another suggested that the Surrency family were strongly psychic and the ghosts were simply trying to receive help. Since the family couldn't help, however, as they didn't know how, the ghosts just became more and more enraged. Eventually, the ghosts became more violent, specifically targeting the youngest girl in the house. They would take her blankets in the middle of the night, lift her out of bed when she was sleeping, painfully pull her hair at random times, and flip her bed over sideways. The Surrency family decided enough was enough, and they would leave their beloved farm. However, the ghost had different plans on that fateful day. The day their decision was made to move, the fireplace poker was lifted out of its resting place, floated down the hallway, and struck one of the boys on the head repeatedly. The younger brother helplessly watched as the poker retreated back to its original place without a peep, leaving the other boy bleeding on the floor. Soon after that incident, the Surrency family moved, and although they still experienced hauntings after they left, it was never as bad or as violent as it was on the farm. And as for the haunted ghost vortex they once called home, it ended up burning down in 1925 after being abandoned for years. The creepy town is still one of the most haunted spots in the state. Surrency's letter to the Savannah Morning News contained this quote:
"A few minutes after my arrival, I saw the glass tumblers begin to slide off the slab and the crockery to fall upon the floor and break. The books began to tumble from their shelves to the floor. while brick bats, billets of wood, smoothing irons, biscuits, potatoes, tin pans, water buckets, pitchers, etc. began to fall in different parts of my house. There have been many other strange occurrences about my house. These facts can be established by at least 75 or 100 witnesses.
A violent haunting was witnessed by all household members. No one was able to escape the ghost anger or ghost fury that inhabited the house. Coincidentally, the haunting came to an end when Ellen Surrency died in 1877. Did the ghosts feel relief once they had conquered their victim, or was it mere coincidence? The Surrency ghost is rarely ever talked about these days. Witnesses to the haunting have been gone for many years, and the first-hand accounts have been affected by the passage of time. But there are still witnesses in modern times claiming to see a bright yellow ball of light hovering above some railroad tracks. The town is still there, located at intersections 341 and 121. But the Surrency house is long gone, burned to the ground in 1925.